As a young salesman, I followed an old traditional process of selling radio advertising, standing in a store in front of the owner and waiting if he could see me, asking for a minute, make an introduction, show him an idea, maybe play a sample radio commercial I had written and recorded, tell him we had an opening avail in the morning news. I showed him a sample schedule for, say, $200 a week. If he liked the commercial, he might say yes. This was all taking place at the cash register of the appliance store or whatever. Stressful. It took courage or whatever, but more than I had some days. I would drive around for an hour before I'd pull into the parking lot and go in and ask for the owner. I was tired when it began. I had driven back and forth in front of that store and trying to work up the courage. So it never occurred to me to ask for an appointment, ask if we could go to the office, ask questions about his business, his concerns, her problems. I thought I was clever enough. So I would say something like, looking around the store, I would say, how come more people don't shop here? That might have been a little off-putting. I later wondered how that little radio station could have sent poor little old me out there with no coaching, no mentoring, no training. I just loved the radio business. I had no process. I wonder how much I sold because I was young and my advertisers felt sorry for me and they liked me or they wanted to get rid of me. But by the end of the day, I was wiped out. I know that. My prospects probably were too. So it was years before I started asking more questions. And I noticed people don't like to be pushed. And I wasn't very good at that anyway. And I didn't like pushing. So I let them know that later on that they didn't have to buy. It was a conversation to see if we were a fit. That was more fun. So I was pretty tired of hearing enthusiastic maybes also. So I said they could try it without a long-term commitment. That was not such a bad idea. Over time, I wasn't just performing better. I transformed how I felt about myself too as a salesperson. I was having fun. I was treated like more like a pro. I wasn't just closing sales. I was building some relationships, and I loved that. Don't you? I began loving this job of selling. It required a mindset shift. Selling wasn't a dirty word. It was a great profession. In order to sell more effectively and enjoy my career, I needed to change how I was thinking. It was based on a system of asking questions, understanding my customers' problems and their challenges. What were they trying to do? And could my product help solve that? And they had to qualify a little bit for my time. It had to be equal stature, we call it. So I want to have some criteria for what I want to do and what my products problems solve, or something like that. So salespeople must follow a system a little bit so you know where you're headed and you can be a good listener when your customer is telling you what they need.